All right, let's get right into it. Today we're talking about a card that honestly feels like it has a total split personality, the Hierophant. See, on one hand, it's your go-to guide for tradition for following the rules. But on the other, it's basically your official permission slip to rebel. So let's break down this amazing, kind of contradictory card.
So, at its very core, the Hierophant is all about the established way of doing things. You can think of it like the ultimate rulebook for life, right? For society, for our spiritual paths, even for our families. It really represents all the big structures we live inside of. We're talking marriage, religion, schools, you name it.
So first up, let's look at the Hierophant when it's upright. This is the card telling you, hey, stick to the map, follow the well-trodden path. It's all about conformity, about structure, and that feeling of security you get when you're following a plan that you know actually works.
And what's so interesting here is how all these ideas, from traditional institutions right down to marriage and mentorship, they all feed into this one central theme of order. This card is a huge sign that it's time for things like group projects, for finding a mentor, or maybe even becoming one yourself. It's about learning from the system and then adding your own piece to it.
Now, in a love reading, getting this card is fantastic, especially if you're looking for something real and lasting. It points to a relationship that's built on a foundation of shared values, and it's heading straight for those traditional milestones. Yeah, think marriage. Deep commitment, building a life together based on a shared blueprint.
And for your career, it's pretty much the same message. The Hierophant is basically saying, now is not the time to rock the boat. Your success is going to come from playing well with others, from sticking to the company's expectations, and from using methods that have been proven to work. It's also a huge thumbs up to go find a mentor who can show you the ropes.
And what about your health and well-being? Well, the upright Hierophant points you straight down the conventional path. This is all about trusting established medicine and, maybe more importantly, creating a really consistent daily health routine. It's about bringing that structure and discipline to both your body and your mind.
Okay, so we've seen the path of tradition. We get it. But now, let's flip the card. And when we do that, oh boy, everything changes. This is where we stop following the map and start talking about ripping it to shreds.
And this really gets you thinking, right? What actually happens when you just decide to toss the rule book out the window? What happens when that little voice inside of you just keeps screaming, there has got to be a better way?
Well, that brings us to the reversed Hierophant. And look, this isn't about pure chaos. It's about pure courage. It is this powerful, undeniable call to challenge the status quo, to embrace nonconformity, and to finally start drawing your own lines on the map of your life.
You can just feel the shift in energy with these keywords, can't you? This represents a fundamental break from the norm. The reversed Hierophant is that powerful urge inside all of us to think for ourselves, to break free from these rigid old structures that just don't fit anymore. It's really about finding your own version of freedom.
And this contrast just lays it all out plain and simple. I mean, look at this. Where the upright path in love is all about shared values, the rebel way might be pointing to mismatched goals. In your career, cozy team projects can turn into clashing with authority, and that trusted conventional medicine, it might give way to exploring more holistic therapies. It's a total 180 in your approach to, well, everything.
Let's really zero in on that career part for a second. The reversed Hierophant pops up a lot when you feel like you're being suffocated at work. You might have a boss who is a complete stickler for the rules, making you conform in ways that feel so restrictive and just go against everything you believe is the right way, the better way to get things done.
But here's the thing. This isn't just about rebellion for the sake of it. No, it's about conscious creation. The source material says it perfectly. Learning to live by your own rules while still listening to your own conscience will bring you freedom. That's the key, right there. It's not about having no rules, it's about creating a new code that is 100% authentic to you. So what do we do with these two completely different energies, the rule follower and the rule breaker? Let's pull it all together. The most important thing to get here is that neither of these paths is good or bad, not at all. They just represent different strategies, different choices you can make depending on where you are in your life.
The Hierophant's biggest lesson really comes down to these 3 simple steps. First, you've got to acknowledge tradition. You have to know the rules before you can even think about breaking them, right? Second, you have to question those rules. Does this belief, this structure, this way of doing things, does it still make sense? Is it helping you? Is it helping anyone? And finally, you get to choose your path. Because you know what? Society needs both. Tradition gives us a stable foundation to build on, but it's rebellion that sparks the change we need to grow.
And that brings us to the final, powerful question this card is asking you. Right now, take a look at your life, your job, your relationships, what you believe in. The Hierophant wants to know, is it time for you to follow the map, or is it time to grab a pen and draw a brand new one?